Is this better? Can you hear me now? You got me? Thanks, Derek, for letting me know. I just hooked the microphone, so sorry, everybody. Um, I have some. You got me now? All right, cool. All right. You guys actually want to hear what I have to say? That's crazy. All right, we're good. All right. Let's get into this. Well, first, let's do the damn poll. How about we do the damn thing? It's race day. It's Monday. Let's get after it. I think there's some money to be made. Connor, Mitch, I don't know, Fan Tevet, God Talent. What a name. Aaron, everybody. Hey, happy race day, man. Let's try to make some money today. And Collective Clink, let's take a poll. I mean, 7:30 in the morning. I'm out here drinking for you guys. I deserve some sort of trophy. Whatever. Anyway, it's good to be back. I've been traveling for like the last 2 weeks. It's so nice to actually do a poll from the house. Oh, the hair is so good. I agree. I'm having a great hair day. I got to get it cut though, but man. Whew. All right. Atlas Hair Products, everybody. Go buy a can. atlashair.com. All right, let's do the rundown. What do we got? Chris Bell. So Chris Bell and Martin Truex Jr. are going to be good today. Like, I mean, holy cow. Let's dig a little deeper, though. It's very obvious to just say that the 19 and the 20 look good. That's like saying Tiger Woods was a good golfer. Like, we're good. Let's dig deeper. Let's talk about Chris Bell versus Truex. Now, Bell was B, and it was very clear that Group A was faster than Group B. We'd all agree. Can we see that? Can we all see that Group A was faster than Group B? So we have to take it with a grain of salt. I know that there were some people that posted like a normalized lap times. I still think that hot and slick. Remember, the temperature is going to be much warmer today than it was at practice. I mean, it's going to feel like the ambient temperature, like at 2:00 today when I was talking with Derek earlier, maybe like 96. Can someone check and see? Can someone in the comments, how warm was it during practice? Was it the same temperature or was it a little cooler? I think it was cooler. So it's going to be hotter and slicker today. So let's keep that in mind. Hot and slick does benefit Chris Bell. Anytime that the road course, or not road course, the dirt track guys, the hot and slick is what they want. And so I'm not saying that he's better than Truex because of that. I'm just saying it does not hurt a guy like Chris Bell. Okay. So I like Chris Bell today. Obviously, I know that there's still some 4.5 to 1 out there on FanDuel. I think that that's a pretty good price. You're probably going to have to take Truex too. I mean, we'll just move right on to Truex. Truex was, again, Group A, much faster on the short run than he was the long run. I thought that Chris Bell was way more steady, whereas, Group A went out there, had some faster lap times early in a run, but fell off a little more. Now, that's for two reasons, right? Let's not hurt or discount Truex. He went out there and laid down 5/10 or 7/10 a lap faster than Chris Bell did on his first two laps. So because of that, he's going to wear more of his tires. So that's why you saw him fall off maybe a little bit more, not by much, but he did fall off a little bit more than Chris Bell, whereas Chris Bell just ran really consistent lap times. Thing with Chris Bell is we haven't seen him look good in practice yet. I mean, he's had some decent finishes, especially early in the year. He struggled a little bit as of late, a little inconsistent, but man, he's obviously really, really good here. And I think Chris Bell and Martin Truex Jr. are going to be the 1-2. If I had to give the edge to anyone, I would give it to Chris Bell. And here's why. Truex has kind of struggled in traffic more than Bell. And Kevin, to your point, I agree with everything you've said so far today. Kevin Jack, I agree with everything. Here's why I like Bell more. If Truex gets back in traffic, he was not able to drive to the front last year. Like, he was back in traffic. Everything that they were adjusting for was to be out there in front, and he wasn't out there in front. He got back in traffic, and he was lost. So we saw the same thing at Darlington when he got stuck back in traffic. He really struggled to get back to the front. So I do think Truex is going to be really good. I just say if there's a mistake or if they end up kind of on opposite strategies, or he ends up like restarting 7th or 8th with similar tires. I'm not going to say he's having way better tires, but similar tires. I think that I think that I just like Chris Bell more than I like Truex to recover from a mistake more. Does that make sense? I just think that's why. I think that their cars are very similar. I just think Bell has a better ability to recover than Truex. Truex loses his mind. Him and James Small fight like a married couple. And I think that that's why I give the nod to Chris Bell. But both their cars are very, very equal. If they're out front for the first 125 laps, Mitch, their odds are going to drop drastically because they're expected to run well. It depends on how some of the other big names are running, like a Larson. But I certainly think that, take them now because that price is going to be gone for a while, at least the first 125 laps. Got Truex and Bell before practice and qualify. Yeah, those were right. Yeah, those were definitely the right moves. All right, let's move on. Aric Almirola. I mean, we anticipated he'd qualify well here. This is obviously his best track. He did have a lot more fall off in practice than I thought. Now, is that just a product of practice? I don't know. But he had a lot of fall off, and I didn't expect that. He was also in the B group, so it was a little bit slower. But I think he'll be able to keep it around maybe in the top 10, but I would not be shocked if this hot, slick track eats him alive. I wouldn't be shocked to see Almirola run in 15th. I don't think he was in the same zip code and practice times. Like, I got to adjust this. I mean, he fell off a lot. Now, he went out there and made a long run. So, but I think that, yeah, he'll be top 10-ish, but I don't think he'll be threatening for the win. Joey Logano, I mean, who knows with him? Joey doesn't practice that well. Had a little bit of fall off. Didn't make some long runs. Yeah, I'm not high on Logano. I'm not high on either of those Penske guys. I don't know with Logano. You just don't know. He's really hard to pass, and if he qualifies well, he can probably keep it up front. You look at a guy like, moving on to Ryan Blaney, his teammate looked a little bit better in practice than Logano, but I think hot and slick really hurts him. I think that's where the difference between Logano and Blaney will come in. And I think that Logano is going to handle this hot, slick track in the fall off better than Blaney. And I'm not talking about 20 lap fall off. I'm talking about 50 or 60 lap fall off. We're going to see some long green flag runs today, hopefully. And I think that it could be like Martinsville. Remember Martinsville last year? Like, it was as soon as they hit 80 laps, tires fell off. Cars that were running 10th were going a lap down. Cars that were super fast were running 15th, and 10 laps later, they were running in the top 10. So I'm hoping that there's a point where cars really start to lose handling. And let's be more specific. I'm not talking about heat in the tires. I'm talking about true tire wear. Very, very different. Heat in the tires is going to cause tire fall off, but it's going to be uniform across all drivers. Whereas fall off from wear and tire setup or car setup is where you can really separate the men from the boys when it comes to who's going to be good on that long run. So remember, it's very different in that respect. And I've seen there is a difference in fall off this week in practice. So I think that we're going to see it. I know that's been the tires have been a huge conversation. We've seen guys fall off, probably about a second. The good cars don't fall off at all. There's some guys that are really, really good, but we're going to see a lot of fall off, and there's going to be the haves and have nots, and who's going to be good after 40 or 50 laps is going to be interesting to see. Tyler Reddick, not a great practice for Tyler Reddick. Really fast early, ran 5 laps, 6 laps, and then kind of fell off, pitted, and then came back and made like an adjustment. It was almost like a wah practice. I will get to Larson here in a second. I'm just doing a rundown through the field here. William Byron. So I'm not high on Reddick. I have nothing on or against him. If someone has a feel one way or the other on Tyler Reddick, let me know. I got nothing. I don't know. Just because Kurt Busch was good here last year does not mean that Tyler Reddick will be good. I think that Kurt Busch, we can all agree, is a little bit more of a versatile driver than Tyler Reddick. You can make the statement that if Reddick was good last year at a place, that Kyle Busch is going to be good. I don't think you can say the same thing about Kurt Busch and Tyler Reddick. So, yeah, Connor, this is a good point. Let's get to William Byron. Had an issue with the power steering. Based on the interview, it said that he fixed it after the first round of qualifying. First round of qualifying. That means that he went through all of practice and round 1 of qualifying with a power steering issue. Now, they got that fixed. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know exactly what they had to fix, but they were able to get it fixed. I think that William Byron could be really good today. If he went out there, let's just say it gives him a 10th a lap faster. I think, yeah, Kevin, that's a good point on Tyler Reddick. Or I do agree with that. Yeah, I don't think power issue. I think it's going to help him. But how much does it help him, right? Like, how much is it going to help him? He went out there and still qualified in the top 10, which I thought was incredible with no power steering, at least in the first round, and then went out there and starting 7th. His times were not good in practice. I think that there's value on William Byron just by he's been fast all year. He was decent at Phoenix. I know that you can't compare the tracks just because hopefully there's more fall off here, but I think that there's a little value on that 24 car. He's won 4 races this year, and 14-1 is not a bad price. Bubba, he was good here last year, and I wanted him to be good this year just because I think that you could get paid out on him if he were to win. But lots of fall off, 23XI fall off. I'd agree with that. Yeah, hammered Byron over Elliott. Yeah, I like that. What price did you get engineered? DraftKings question: who will finish best place differential? I don't know. Chase, you're going to have to ask me a more specific question. Bubba, I think Bubba's got fall off. I think he's kind of properly priced. I do not expect him to have the run like he did last year. I don't expect him to. I don't expect Bubba to have the same run. That's for sure. Brad Keselowski, I think Brad could be pretty good. Typically, when he runs in the top 10 in practice, he's able to kind of horse it up there. It's a great track for him. I mean, he's had some of the most dominant cars in Loudon history, I feel like. So, yeah, that's it. I like that bet, Byron over Chase. Chase sounds out to lunch. I'll get to Chase in a second. I like Brad Keselowski. I do think that, he could have a potential top 5 run. He's a guy that maybe 20 or 30 or 40 laps, he starts to come to life. I do think that that's a possibility for Brad Keselowski. And, his teammate also looked really good as well. So I do think that RFK kind of has it together. Kyle Busch, I have no clue how good Kyle Busch is going to be today. I zero clue. He ran almost nothing in practice, hit the wall, and then he hit the wall and then hits the wall in qualifying. He still gets that 10th place stall, which is really, really important. I think he'll be able to kind of cruise through the field. I don't know outright price. I mean, you're looking at some places have him up at 16-1. I think maybe you still wait on him. It's going to take a while for him to get there. Definitely going to take a while for him to get there. So, if you're going to take Kyle Busch, I'd like him live more than I like him now. But obviously, if you're not able to bet the race live, and you are a Kyle Busch guy, I just don't have any data. If I were to say why my argument or my explanation as to why Kyle Busch would be good, I would just say because he's Kyle Busch. That would be my only explanation. And you're getting 16-1. I think that would be a very fair reason to like Kyle Busch. He's starting in the back, but he still has a good pit position. So that's really, really important. Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon had a lot of fall off. I typically kind of like him here, but a lot of fall off out of that 3 car. Decent starting position, but I think he'll drop like a rock. He had a lot of significant fall off after lap 10. Significant. And I don't know if he was running a different line or he was in traffic. I think that's really where practice times are difficult to kind of understand, but I have nothing on or against Austin Dillon. The thing is, he qualified so well that there might be some value against him because I do think he's going to struggle, but also hot slick. He's a dirt track guy. Maybe Dillon's going to be all right. I don't know. I have nothing on or against him. Daniel Suarez, not that good in practice. He was in the B group, but man, I'm kind of shocked at how well he qualified, to be honest. It looks to me like he's a 13th or 14th place car, and his teammate wasn't very good either. So we'll see. But I think that there was more consistent fall off on the 99. The one did have a few laps late where he was running decent lap time. So I'm not opposed to liking the Trackhouse, the 1 car, but not the 99. The 99's good if he can hang around, but I don't see him like driving through, maybe he'll pass Austin Dillon, but I don't know if I like him to get past Keselowski, Byron, Reddick. I just think he's probably a 12th to 15th place car, which is kind of where he qualified. Let's see. Kevin Harvick. I like Kevin Harvick. I think Kevin Harvick's going to be really good. I think he's going to be really good. I think Harvick had the best long run car. Now, is he going to need 20 laps to get her going every single restart? That's the problem, because you still got it's so hard to pass that even if he's great on the long run, it's going to take him 2 or 3 laps to pass every car, especially if he loses a spot or 2 on restarts. It's going to be really hard. But I mean, if this thing goes 40, 50 laps now, I know we're going to find out who's good from lap 20 to lap 30 before the caution. But I really think Kevin Harvick is going to be really strong. I think he's the 3rd best car. And, it's just a matter of he has a similar car to last year, whereas over the long run, he was probably the best car, but he never quite got to the lead. And that's really, really hard. I like Harvick. Let's see. AJ Allmendinger. AJ was pretty good. We saw the road course guys. Michael McDowell was pretty good. AJ held on. He was in the B group. Did not have as much fall off as some of the other guys. I kind of think that AJ could be good. If this thing kind of stays green, you get long green flag runs. These corners are so long. You're spending a lot of time on the brakes. I think that the road course guys are going to be pretty good today. I like AJ Allmendinger. I'm going to be playing him in a matchup once I get a chance to get down here. Let's see. Kyle Larson. I mean, not as fast as we've seen him. Hypothetical odds on the 4 to be the top SHR car. Yeah, minus 500 for sure. Any concern about faster cars coming through the field on a smaller track? No. I think that fast cars will come through the field. You can pass here. I think. I think so. Let's see some of these other questions. McDowell over Haley. They both look pretty good in practice. I would give the edge to McDowell over Haley. I just trust him more than I trust Haley. But, that's not by much. I wish that McDowell's matched up against someone else because I thought Haley was pretty good. Let's keep moving on here. Kyle Larson, he did, the middle of his practice was not that good. He did kind of curb the fall off. So the price is there. I just don't know. I mean, I know he won at Richmond and he won at Martinsville, but that was more strategy than it was anything else. I don't think he was the top 3 car. I don't think that. I don't know. He wasn't the best car at either one of those races that he won, but he was around, and you have to be there. You still got to be there at the end. And he did kind of curb his fall off. It wasn't bad. It'll be interesting because it's hard to compare the apples to apples of the B group. Other drivers in the B group, he was pretty good and fall off. I think Harvick was better, but not bad for Larson. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I mean, I don't think he's going to be good. This is not his type of deal. Yeah, comp caution strategy. I'll get to that in a second, Derek. Let's see here. Where are we at? Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I don't think he'd be that good. I do like Michael McDowell. He was pretty good in practice. I like him more top 10. I don't think he's going to drive up to the win. I do think that if you can find some, over maybe a, almost a 2-to-1 top 10, or I think he's like a plus 180, maybe a top 10. I don't hate that at all for Michael McDowell. His car is pretty good. Chase Elliott, not good and not fast. And his comments were so funny because he said, yeah, we ran well here last year, and I don't know why. We had no reason to run well. I'm like, wow. And he goes, and we went to the tire test, and it doesn't even seem like that helped us. So I think that, he's kind of priced that way. He's a dog in most of his matchups, pretty big. I expect him to kind of figure something else out. I mean, I don't think he's going to run 17th. I don't think he's going to be a lap down car. I think he'll kind of work his way close to the top 10, but I don't think he'll ever be a real factor for the race. Justin Haley was pretty good. Like I said, he was about as good as Michael McDowell. I have no feel on them. That's, a guy you can't really bet too much on. So I do think he was pretty good at these short flat tracks. He was good at Richmond in the Xfinity Series. I think he can be good here. Denny Hamlin starting 20th. Denny was pretty good. And if we have hot slick, someone placed a 20K bet on Truex to win the race, and it dropped from 7-1 to 3-1. Well, that's someone that loses a lot of money, because 20K, it would take me years to get that much on Truex. It's hard enough just to get $1,000 down, let alone 20. So let's see. Denny Hamlin, I think Denny's going to be really good. Hot slick favors these guys that conserve their tires. I really think that Denny Hamlin can be good today. I'm going to try to figure out a way. I'm going to try to figure out a way to get some money on Denny Hamlin, because I do think he's going to be good. I don't know if I like him top 5 as much. I think if he's top 5, I think he's probably going to be race winning. Does that make sense? Like if you think, or Connor, maybe you split it, go half on win and then half on the top 5, and then you're at least picking up 80 cents if he finishes top 5. That's what I'd do instead of, or I would maybe have both of those. If you like him top 5, you should certainly take him for the win, and I think vice versa too. I think Denny's going to be good over the long haul, definitely. Let's see, Ryan Preece, man, decent in practice. I mean, this is as good as he's looked. I mean, at home track, I know he's a hero here. Not as bad a fall off as some of the other guys in that B group, but we'll see what happens when he's out back there in traffic. I think that's where it'll be interesting to see what happens 20 laps in. I mean, I'm really excited to see what happens there. Taking a pull. It's my last Lone Tree cider. Man, is it? Been on a little bit of a bender. Played a member guest last week. Today was supposed to be my first day off of drinking, and here I am drinking at 7:30 in the morning with you guys. Ugh. Anyway, I like Denny. Ryan Preece, I'm not going to rush to – I do like Buescher over him a little bit. I gave that out as my best bet. I think Ryan Preece looked good, but hard to compare, right? He had more fall off, but he was also in the B group. So do you like Harvick or Denny better for top 5? I like Harvick better. Rodney Childers' tweet last night was the car is really good. We're hoping for a hot, slick day, or looking forward to a hot, sunny, slick day. That usually favors Kevin Harvick. Where is it hot, slick, and sunny often? Phoenix. I've been to a lot of the races there. Hot and slick, Kevin Harvick. Austin Cindric. I don't think Austin. This is not an Austin Cindric type track. This is where Austin Cindric falls off a cliff after 10 laps. I mean, his lap times are he just cannot. There's just nothing he can do to stop his fall off. I think when he turns and whatever condition he's fighting, when that gets going bad, it's going to be real bad for him. I don't like Cindric at all. Actually looking to fade him. Todd Gilliland. Not good. I mean, I don't know. Don't really need to get into this, but I mean, he wasn't really fast in the short run or long run. I don't think you can really bet much on or against him. Won't be factoring in. Same with Corey LaJoie. Corey LaJoie I think his car is actually pretty trashy. He wasn't able to kind of keep it on the racetrack very long in practice without coming in and pitting. So not a fan of that. Alex Bowman, boy, he was not good. You got to think he's going to be better than that, right? Like, ooh. I don't have anything on or against him. I mean, if you think he's going to be good, I'd be interested to hear an argument. But it's almost like after he was out and then has an issue and the injury, and all of a sudden, I mean, this guy was leading the points early in the year. Not good. That 48 team is in shambles right now. Chris Buescher was good in practice. Like I said, I think road course racers were pretty good, with the exception of Tyler Reddick. Buescher had some fall off, but he also had some good speed. Yeah, I think Buescher's going to be pretty good. I think RFK is going to be good. I'm not going to sit here and I like Buescher. I think Buescher's going to be good. Chase Briscoe, well, I don't think he's going to be that good. I can't. I mean, I don't know. Tough. I mean, you tell me. If someone has an argument to tell me that Chase Briscoe is going to be good, or for some reason I'd hear it. But he was good at Phoenix last year. But I mean, anyway, Harrison Burton, not even talking about him. Noah Gragson, he's bad. Eric Jones. I used to like Eric Jones here, but man, this year Chevy kind of giving him the boot. I think that both the 43 and 42 are just are tough to bet on. They're easy to fade. You can even lay a price with these guys usually. Ross Chastain, what an interesting. I didn't hear any comments from Chastain. It's amazing how he goes from like the favorite to like 15 or 16 to 1. I mean, now he's like 30. He's starting way back. The problem I have with Ross Chastain is, obviously a terrible qualifying, but he doesn't have a bad pit stall. And it's so hard to pass. If he's going in and losing spots on pit road left and right, that's going to be a pain. And I don't think he's going to have to run a perfect race. The difference between him and Kyle Busch will be starting behind him, but Kyle has that 10th place pit stall. That's a big difference. Yeah. Connor, I agree. He's a dirt track guy. That's the only argument. So if it's hot and slick, then, but if that's the case, I like Harvick more and I like Hamlin more. So yes, Connor, I agree that thanks for playing devil's advocate, but that's the only argument. I agree. Let's see. BJ McLeod, no. Ryan Newman, trash. Cole Custer, trash. Ty Dillon, trash. Ty Gibbs, he's pretty good here. And he had some good long run speed. I don't know. I maybe work him into a top 10, or if there's some matchups. Unfortunately, his matchup against Chastain, I don't necessarily like him in that situation. I just trust Chastain more. But or his matchup against Reddick, and Reddick's qualified 6th. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of the rundown. Let's talk about the strategy real quick. Comp caution lap 30. What's going to happen? Do I like Kyle over Logano, Kyle Larson, or Kyle Busch? What do you think of a strategy? Winning car under 17. Well, the problem with winning car under 17 is it doesn't include the 19 and the 20, and they could snooze it. Yeah, I mean, you already have Bell and Truex too, so I guess that's fine. I like that. I mean, you didn't get the best price on Byron. I would throw in, you need something, Mitch, you need something on Harvick. You need something on Harvick there. The futures market depends on what place. I mean, if you're able to get the 4.5 to 1 that was, on FanDuel on the 19 and the 20, that's not a bad place to start your day. It is Kyle Busch. Oh, sorry. I do like, Kyle over Logano. I think his car is better. Can he get there? Can he avoid the back? I mean, I don't know. What was the price, Adam? Like probably Logano minus 130 or something. Oh, he's in the. Oh, you're not talking about car number under 17.5. You're talking about starting position under 17.5. Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah. Then I like that. Yeah. Yeah. Fantavit. I think. Okay. I'm going to answer Adam's questions first. Because of the competition caution at lap 30, I do think that Kyle Busch would be better than Logano. But I didn't see much out of practice. It's a no bet. That's my final answer. No bet. Betting track, 15 degrees hotter today. I think that matters. I think that really matters. I think we're going to see more fall off. You're going to see guys slipping and sliding around. You're going to need handling in your race car. I think you're going to hear a lot of bitching on radios, and I'm looking forward to it. That's for sure. At comp caution lap 30, what's everybody doing? What are you doing if you're a crew chief? If you're Chris Bell and you've led all 30 laps and you had, let's just say, a 1.5 second lead after 30 laps, what are you doing? You staying? You pitting? Let's just say there's in 30 laps there was 1.2 seconds of fall off. Are you staying? You taking 2? You taking 4? What are you doing if you're leader? Let me see in the comments. Now, what about if you're Ross Chastain? Are you guys, if you're Chastain, are you just riding around the first 30 laps and then steal track position? If you're Kyle Busch, are you not driving hard? Or are you driving the wheels off this thing and then coming in and taking tires? Pitting for 4 Mr. Feel Goods. Yeah, I like that as a crew chief. You're staying out. Backmarker cars need to check tires. Chastain's just going home. I do not think backmarkers are pitting to take tires. I think that, I agree with Connor. I think that if you're in the back, you are staying out and hoping like hell that you can run the last 40 laps and steal track position. Because you got to remember, I think if you're Chastain, he's going to blow by Jones, Gregson, Burton, Briscoe, okay, and then work his way. Maybe he gets to 24th. So he's got to be better than 24th, right? Can he stay out and restart 8th and then hang on to top 24? I think he can. I think Kyle Busch can do the same thing. It'll be interesting to see what happens, man. I don't know. Like, I don't know. And then I think if you're Truex or Bell, I think you have to. Do you stay out or do you take 2? Fuel's not an issue. They can get there. Man, I don't know. I don't know. It depends on the fall off. It depends on what happens. I think if the track is that different, I think a lot of people are going to want adjustments too. Your car would have to be perfect to want to stay out, in my opinion. So I don't know. My pick to win, I think it's too easy to go with Truex and Bell. Yeah, something like that, Connor. Truex and Bell. Those are too easy. I think Kevin Harvick wins. That might be me just wanting him to win. He's got the hot slick. He was good in Group B. He had almost no fall off. I'm taking Harvick. That's my pick. All right, let's do a little collective clink here. Cheers. Harvick versus Blaney. Oh, I love that. What's the price on that? Probably Harvick -1. What? That's a Martin Monday. Well, bold selection there, Connor. Bold. All right, collective clink. Taking a pull. Good luck, everybody. A little Monday racing.